Welcome back to another episode of the Really Bad Podcast. I think we're on like episode 45 or some shit. Nonetheless, let's go into the rant of the week.
I hate this world. This world fucking sucks. I hate this world. This world fucking sucks.
My rant of the week is a little political this week. And I know, wow, shocker, seeing that I ran Kamala Harris's TikTok campaign for the better half of 2.3 weeks. I feel like whoever you voted for should be branded on you every election so that we know who not to fuck with. And I don't even mean that just because of Trumpito. I also mean that from them weird niggas that voted for Jill Stein and like the 300,000 people that voted for Cornel West. How the fuck would you vote for that nigga? Like, I don't even take you serious no more. Honestly, and some of y'all that voted for Kamala. Because then I'd be able to identify which one of y'all voted for Kamala for pussy, like the person to my right, versus the people who actually had certain things that they actually thought were pertinent to, America's future. I'm just sick of it. I'm almost so sick of politics that I feel like if we did that just for 2 election cycles, so we could see how people voted for 2 election cycles, I doubt they vote for these niggas that y'all don't like. But also, I doubt niggas I think it would also weed out the people that we actually don't want to vote. I'm tired of the whole thing of like, we want everybody to vote. Your voice matters. No, bro, if we argue that certain people don't deserve a podcast, then why the fuck are we arguing that everybody deserves the right to vote? I know it's backwards. You think we're going to go back in time, slavery. I don't give a fuck. I'm cool with that. At least we knew we didn't have no control over it. Now we got, I seen a video the other day from when they was talking about the election where some niggas playing basketball off Memorial Drive was talking about I'm voting for Trump because he going to give me $2,000. You broke his shit. You already poor. You could risk a felony and go get you $2,000 out the mud right now, but you decided that you wanted to vote. Like, that's the niggas that don't need to vote. No nigga who don't got his back molars at the age of 26 should be able to vote. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I got a couple homies that I know shouldn't have voted. I got a homie that's named Zaquan. ZAE'. Just because his dad did that to him, he does not deserve a right to vote. I've also done seen that same person wear the same shirt 6 days in a row. I swear to God. And he had different shirts. And the shirt did not fit. So a nigga like that should, and we was 23 at the time. So a nigga like that should not be able to vote. That's my rant of the week. Now, I mentioned earlier about said person to my right voting just to get some pussy. And if y'all remember, the last time this person was on my podcast, this episode, I think it's our 4th episode.
Maybe.
If you want to say.
Done one here? Yeah. We've done one here, sorry. I was still waiting to not talk. But yeah.
So we got one here. We got one in the living room.
And then one where I was sitting in my room the whole time.
One in the room.
Yeah.
Last time he was on, he had braids. So you can see he's transitioned out of that. And on top of transition out of that, he also just got done with his cycle of manipulating another black woman. So I said, without further ado, let me have the person who was supposed to help me get some pussy back on the podcast. So, everybody, welcome back, my brother. And this is our post-game interview. Let's go. Wait. Clap it up for you. Clap it up.
I really hate you sometimes.
Why?
Because that was a terrible introduction.
Did I lie?
Yeah. I didn't manipulate anyone. I try my best to be a good person.
Funny enough, guess who's on the other line right now?
That would be absolutely great. Wait, which one?
See? Now, as you see.
Well, because you've had an ex of mine on the podcast.
You
but
throw that term ex around a lot.
What do you mean? How?
I'm not saying that. Okay, so we're going to get into this.
Okay.
And remember, you have authority to cut things that I will ignore. Okay. Walmart, actually. Funny enough. By George, the brand that they have.
Yeah.
I've never seen them again.
Oh, okay. That's what's up.
High quality.
It looks great.
You throw that term ex around a lot
Mm-hmm.
because at some point somebody tried to confront you with something and they claimed that a person was your ex that I know wasn't your ex. So you've thrown that around. I don't know if you postured that term just so you can make yourself feel better, or if it was easier to explain who it was. Not to say that you and that person didn't have a relationship. It just wasn't as long for it to be qualified as an ex. So I say all that to say, now that you've accumulated another,
Mm-hmm.
how you feeling being back outside?
It's cold.
Nigga, you been
And
outside
lonely.
a week.
It's cold and lonely. I gotta repair my image on this podcast because you got me out here looking crazy.
I don't think you've looked worse than me.
Nah. But
Sucking
also,
into the mic like that is it's just ridiculous.
the amount that you talk about me. For example,
Fair enough.
For example, the whole head wrap situation. You
Head
talk
wrap.
crazy with me with my silk wraps on my head. Talking
Oh,
about how I
yeah.
look sus walking outside with them, which I don't wear them outside that often for me to look consecutively sus. That's a crazy combination of words, but yeah, I don't wear them that much. So you got to take everything he says with a grain of salt.
Nah,
But
it's
I
bullshit.
have.
That's bullshit. You're gaslighting my audience
I'm
into
not.
not believing me.
I'm not. As your number one audience member,
You're not.
I think I speak for the bulk of us that I don't gaslight. But yeah, I have.
Well, if you
accumulated
ask,
another ex.
you ask.
I didn't gaslight. It was.
Okay.
Yeah.
The situation at hand.
Where you want to go with this?
Let's go. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Miles has a tendency to recount statements that I made previously once I'm right about the situation. Not to say I'm right a lot. I miss I miss more than I ever make. But this one that just ended, I was right. I switched that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Now. On top of that.
Green beans.
Bro,
Green beans.
50 feet. I threw a 50-footer. I ain't even throw no 50-footer, bitch. That was a layup. That was a layup on a retarded kid. I don't care what nobody say. Okay. I'm going to cut that one out.
Yeah.
But that was a layup on a kid that shouldn't been on that court.
Yeah.
I told you it was up because it was energy. I'm really good at energy. I just ate Oreos and apple juice like a toddler, and I'm now about to throw up.
It's a crazy combination for your stomach. I feel bad for you. You already got tummy issues.
I wouldn't even think about my stomach now. I am.
I mean, that's a crazy combination for me.
Okay.
The chocolate and the apple.
Okay.
I don't think they. Yeah. Anyway, please continue. I
So-
apologize.
Yeah, why you cheat?
I didn't cheat. You gotta stop doing that. You gotta stop doing that. I did not cheat.
We come from a cheater.
I
Not our
don't-
father. Not our father. Not our father. That was crazy.
No, I know.
We come from somebody that comes from a cheater.
Another great clip of yours, by the way, too. That shit really went up.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
We don't talk about shit as it's present.
Shout out to that nigga, man. Really love you, man.
Yeah, shout out
You're a
Charles.
good man. No hips, no knees, but you still look stand up, dude.
Great.
Hey, over under who croaks first?
Over
And I'm talking about everybody, not just grandparents exclusively, but like everybody.
you.
Really? You think I die before everybody?
Oh, everybody.
Yeah. Like aunts, great aunts.
So are we talking about? Oh, you're talking about like in time, like chronologically, who's gonna croak first?
Yeah.
Ooh. Thomas probably because of the height.
That's a good point. But
Yeah.
he is the one that I hear least about when it comes to medical issues.
Nigga had prostate cancer, and we just acted like it didn't happen.
Yeah, and that should be getting niggas out of here. So like
You
he
see what
really
I'm saying?
survived that shit. That nigga really built for tough. It's a whole different generation. Like we're built like bitches in comparison to like our forefathers.
We.
Nigga,
we.
you can't.
Aight.
Yeah, I'm about to say, bitch, you eat a strict diet. You can't eat food. Like we're fucked. I have an autoimmune disease that I've had since I was 18.
I can't eat no food, and I still have gained weight.
Yeah,
Ain't that crazy?
yeah.
I can't even eat bad, and I'm still eating bad enough to be fat.
It's because you eat like your mama and you snack. And she tried to deny that shit the other day. I almost had to suplex her.
You call
at the
my mama a eater?
She be snacking. Like that's her problem. She snacks. She snacks throughout the day. You guys will snack over eating actual meals. And
But
me
you
and
call
Dad
my
are the
mama an
complete-
eater?
I didn't call her an eater.
That's crazy.
All right.
Have some respect on the lady. I mean, she had to be an eater to get us here.
Let's go back to me being a piece of shit.
Mama.
Let's go back to me being a piece of shit.
Yeah, you see how people deflect when they disrespect black women? So, speaking of that,
You were just all right. Anyway, Yeah.
no, go into whatever you about to say. Just say it. I was just what?
That you were disrespecting our mother by calling her a eater.
How am I disrespecting my mother by
Because
bigging up her sexual proclivities?
That is a grown woman who pushed you out her vaginal canal and suckled you into full health.
Why would you use
and
that
taking care
that
of you.
word?
Because suckling is not sexual. We gotta stop being so sexual as a country. That shit's crazy. All right, it's okay that people have other organs, and these organs.
Stop making your issue our problem, because that had nothing to do with the rest of the country. You sexualize everything.
I literally just said suckling. You said, why do you have to say that?
You know what suckling means?
It's suckling a baby to his teat.
Yes.
There's multiple definitions to
And
suckling.
we talking
but
about
you
my
know
mom
the
being an
suckling.
eater, and you talking about suckling.
You're talking about
That's
our
crazy.
mom
Because
being an
you have
eater.
already said it. Your nipples are in a what is it? Erogenous zone for
No,
you.
they're not. I said they're not an erogenous zone.
Miles, I done seen your nipple hard because I brushed up against your shoulder.
That's first of all, that's crazy. Don't do that. Your audience is growing. Don't have some weird Alabama shit tied to our family.
Whoa, hey, bro, we not fucking. I didn't say that. I just said.
But the fact that I got aroused because you brushed my shoulder, my nipple got hard because you touched my shoulder.
So
That's arousal.
So you want to hear something crazy though?
What's up?
I've been watching a lot of Law and Order SVU. Law and Order SVU. God
Mhm.
damn it, them Oreos really hitting my stomach.
Tight.
It's the clots.
It's the tism.
No. I've been watching a lot of Law and Order SVU, and what I didn't know is that arousal is not sexual; it is innate.
Okay.
So, meaning it doesn't take mental stimulation for arousal. Now, in a like that of course on SVU is because people are being, forcefully had to have and they'll be like, well, like they've said it verbatim on the show, like, well, she was
Graped.
no, but she was like self-lubricated,
Oh yeah.
and it has nothing to do with
Yeah,
it.
it's a physical response.
Didn't know that.
For sure.
So
yeah.
me even talking about, and stop acting like it's not true, that your nipples just be getting hard randomly because niggas be brushing up on you,
because
and they're
because those two things are different. Like just the self lubrication thing, or if like you were to get me to orgasm, I don't know. Can you say come on? Anyway, yeah. If you were to get me to that point by the friction placed on me, like that's different. Like I cannot be aroused and still come.
what?
A
What are
woman
you even
cannot
trying
be
to
aroused and still have a physical reaction to what's happening to her, and her body naturally goes to lubricate.
Bro, that's bro.
Like,
bro,
but what you're saying
what?
is my nipples getting hard. That is a sexual arousal.
No, your
Yeah.
nipples getting hard is arousal in general. It doesn't
Mm.
have to be.
I
And
think we're gonna have to
erogenous
disagree.
just means it is a pleasure point.
I think we're gonna have to disagree, bud.
And
You
as you
talk
can
to a doctor.
see, this is an exemplary of how he argues with black women. So now we're gonna go back to you cheating.
Just call yourself a woman.
So I want to say this real quick. We know last time he was here, that was about 2 or 3 months ago, he had braids. Now, after literally a couple days after parting ways with the person that he decided to disrespect egregiously, he cut his hair and dyed his hair again. So can you go? Is there an identity? No, stop. Let me just finish my question, because I bring it up to bring up a point. Is there an identity crisis, or is this an identity embellishment? Not embellishment.
Yeah. I don't know if embellishment is the right word, but I understand what you're saying. It's not a crisis by any means. I wanted to cut my hair. My hair is a lot to maintain. You wouldn't know that because you don't take care of yourself. But
Damn it.
as we can tell. But yeah, no, it's a lot to maintain.
Still not a
and
cheater.
I'm tired of getting my hair braided. You quite literally have admitted on this podcast about you cheating.
Emotionally.
Yeah, I guess you ain't going into details, but I know details. Anyway, no snitching type shit. But yeah, anyway, you've cheated. I didn't cheat. I actually, you know what? Let me. I
Talk
can't
your
even say
shit.
that I didn't cheat because as the person who committed the offense, I don't feel like I have the I don't know what word I'm looking for, but yeah, I don't feel like whether or not I can dictate whether I cheated or not since I'm the one that committed it. But yeah, that's not where I thought this was going at all. I thought we were just gonna talk about me not being able to be alone and shit like that, because that's your big point.
We
I'd rather
can't
go
talk
that
about that.
direction.
You bunny hop to relationships. I didn't even want to talk about the cheating,
hold
but you
on,
got me
hold on,
mad
hold
because
on,
you
hold
called me fat, basically.
Let's clarify something. I don't bunny hop.
No, yeah. my
Black
bad.
Queens forever.
Oh my god.
Come on, man, say it. Black Queens forever.
But that's not you.
Snow bunnies never.
But that's not you.
It's been a while. I'm.
But no, but like I'm
I have
talking
been
about. I'm
delivered.
talking about like, but like you can't even like you don't even black queen enough, because all your blacks have asterisks. Tell me if I'm wrong or not.
Nah, we gotta stop doing that. We really gotta stop doing that because I'm tired of these damn diaspora wars.
No.
Like,
No. This is
Afro-Latino is still black.
no, because this is cultural. This is not.
If you're Afro-Latino and you grew up in the States, how are you not Black American?
Because they still adhere to separate cultural. Bro, it's like
Yes.
Africans. It's like Africans. Like
But it's
African
the same way New York culture is different than Southern culture.
No, it's not.
Yes,
that,
it
that
is.
That is entirely different.
Yeah,
You're talking
no.
about it. Okay, you're talking about a family dynamic that's entirely different. Think about how black. Think about. Let's just go Black Americans.
Mhm.
Let's get to it. Fuck it. We weren't even gonna go here. We're gonna go here now.
Okay.
Let's talk about Black Americans when it comes to the nuclear family that we see in our community.
Or the lack of.
Exactly. To where then in the opposite, like, okay, so let's go for, okay, this is a better example.
Mhm.
Firstborn men in black families don't ordain the same, or are not ordained the same bullshit, like baby of the family, crown jewel of the family, the same way that you see in a Latino household, whether it be Afro-Latino or Latino, right? Like, they are God's gift to that family.
Okay.
We don't share those same things. And now you see, you dating somebody who is Afro-Latino or Latina in that case, they would definitely perceive a man's role entirely differently than a black woman or an Americanized woman in general. Am I right or am I wrong?
You're absolutely right. But
No, wait. Before
my
you do your butt.
counterpoint to that, though.
But let me
Go
do
ahead.
your
Go
before you
ahead.
do your butt. Offer that to say, yes, you dated a black person, but you dated yes, you dated a genetic black woman. So if you were to have kids, it would be black is black,
Mhm.
blackity black, 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 black.
Mhm.
But from a cultural standpoint, that is not an African American, so they cannot be considered black. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I disagree with that statement. More specifically, because if we're gonna get into semantics, so the biggest thing that you said, Black people are not a monolith. We are not the same across African Americans by the way that you defined it, but we're just not. We are completely different depending on where we grew up, how we grew up, the certain types of environment, the family that we come from. We're completely different. But to even further the point, if we're going to talk about African American as in Africans in the continent of America, or people of African descent within the continent of America, she's still African American because
No, she's not.
the Caribbean is a part of the Americas.
Okay, but you're quite literally harboring. You're harboring the fact that there is a geographical symmetry to African Americans who were enslaved Africans brought over in the 1600s versus the enslaved Africans that went to the Caribbeans and then intermingled with them and like the natives there. So like you're doing an argument that is so fucking stupid because at the end of the day it has nothing to do with black. Black as a whole, like fuck African American. Let's go black. Let's go Afro-Latino. Let's go African. All three of those can be considered black. Yes or no?
No, I don't consider Africans black. I consider Africans Africans.
But when they come over to America, what can they classify themselves as?
They're African. Well, African American, I guess. Actually, I don't know.
Black. Everybody could be black. That was just my point. Shut the fuck up.
Is that a marker on census now?
Yeah,
Like, is it just
black,
black?
African American, African. Yeah, you
Oh,
can pick.
really? Okay,
Yeah,
so there's
nigga,
multiple.
do a census.
Nigga, why am I doing census? They don't.
That's exactly why we have issues.
These-
That's
I
exactly
have-
why we have underfunding.
I have a social security number. These niggas know who I am, what I am. Like, I go to the doctor. Well, I did go to the doctor. I ain't got insurance right now. So, but yeah.
Okay. Let me continue.
Anyway, yeah. Go ahead.
They're black.
Okay.
Now, when you say blacks are not a monolith, why we gotta slide ourselves? Why even come with that pessimism? No group is a monolith.
Mm-hmm.
No group is a monolith. That's impossible. But for us to say that we're not, that's the same way why these people can radicalize. I mean, not radicalize, can organize so quickly because they don't come with these bullshit tropes. When the last time you heard a Jewish person say Jew sounded anti-Semitic as fuck. When the last time you heard a Jewish person say we ain't no monolith? Fucking sounds stupid as shit.
Actually, quite literally now with the whole Palestine. Like
That's a good point. That's a good point, actually.
When everybody started ramping behind
Hey,
Palestine,
chill out on saying
year
that.
or so,
I'm trying to get
Nah.
monetized.
Free
Quit.
Palestine.
Shut up.
And the views said by this said person are only by this said person.
I
not
think
the podcast views,
Netanyahu
is a dickhead.
I think he dresses really nice.
I bet that nigga eat a dick.
I like Zelensky's dressing though more.
That nigga-
I'm not trying to be political. Shut up. Let me
Nah,
get
that
to my
nigga really
point.
came to the
Bro. Shut the fuck up and let me just continue my point because I'm gonna forget it.
Okay, go ahead.
Through everything that we've said, they all come to this country black. So yes, geographically, she is no different because there's probably some genetic through line that'll connect her back to the enslaved Africans that are same as our ancestors. So ancestrally, of course. But if you, I mean, you can use that same bullshit to say black or white people are fucking Africans because we are Africans. That's the same argument if you want to. It's the same argument if you want to base it off semantics. No, because race, ethnicity, creed, whatever you want to call these things, they are not simply just labels. They are also monikers of a culture, of a I mean so much. When you even talk about the diaspora, you're talking about the range of the world. The diaspora doesn't just range to blacks in America. It ranges to blacks in Mexico, blacks in Canada, 100%. Blacks in other parts of the world that are culturally different.
Correct.
So when you're talking about a European African, a European black maybe, I don't know exactly what they go by, they're not the same as an African American because of their geographical distance and difference in what their culture comes with.
Okay, but what did I say, though?
You said she's still black. She's not, because she is literally, regardless of her growing up in the States.
My original statement, though, was black queens forever. Snow bunnies never. You kind of low-key just made my point.
Dude, I'm fucking with a white girl right now, so I really need you to just shut that shit up.
And
I really just need you
this nigga don't care about our lineage. He gonna have little mixed white babies that's gonna reproduce with other white women.
Our grandmother is white. Our grandmother is white. We have never not had a person my complexion in our family since 1920. No, literally 1920. We have had mulatto bred niggas since 1920.
Slavery.
What the fuck that got to do with slavery?
Because niggas got raped. That's what happened. Oh, can't say that. You gotta edit that. My bad.
No. We keep talking about mass of this, mass of that. Bro, shut up and let's talk about right now. So let me get back to back to my point about you not dating black women.
Okay. As you are currently dating a white woman,
I'll admit it. I'm dating a white woman right now. That ain't got shit to do. Actually, let's not put titles on shit. I'm not dating nobody right now. I'm living my life.
But I'm the one that can't be alone. Anyway, continue.
That don't even make sense. That literally don't even make sense.
Hey.
I have 42, 43, 44 episodes admitting that I'm not good at relationships.
For sure, 100%.
So what do you even say? I'm the one that can be alone, nigga. Clearly, because you always in some shit and I'm not.
But you also just called this woman your girlfriend and then
I didn't.
Recanted that statement.
Whoa,
you did. You called her
said
your girlfriend
dating.
And then you recanted. Okay, yeah.
I said dating.
Got you. And then you recanted that statement and changed it to.
Oh my God. This is why black women don't like you, and this is why Afro-Latino women don't like you.
We should start a poll. Black women. Who you picking? Somebody called you handsome the other day.
Who?
I was hanging out with a friend, and she asked to see you, and I was like, she was like, "Is he good looking?" And I was like, "Yeah, I think my brother is actually very handsome."
Who called me handsome though?
Huh?
Who called me handsome?
I ain't saying names because I ain't the police, but yeah, I'll tell you later. But yeah, said you was handsome though, and I told her you were handsome.
Oh
you got good bone structure.
I'm
still
handsome.
a bitch, but he got good bone structure.
See, I don't think I ever like have sex with women that are attractive enough for me to be like affirmed by them calling me handsome. So the fact that somebody called me handsome, I'm actually very ecstatic about.
Yeah.
Damn. But man, okay, I didn't even get to finish my fucking point. So just shut up with this shit. You've never dated a purebred black. We're bro.
Purebred blacks.
Oh my,
right,
if you don't
ahead,
just let me finish my fucking
You're
point.
You're right.
A full-bred black. You know what I'm saying? And that don't have nothing to do with I don't give a fuck about what your 23andMe said, because we all know that shit fucked up. Shit is only not fucked up for niggas that can't afford a 23andMe because they still in huts. You know what I'm saying? Because they know, and I don't mean that racistly. I meant like in the sense of like indigenous people typically do not are not in environments that are westernized. And if you go to places that are westernized or places that are more modern, no matter where you go to Mexico, Chile, fucking Antarctica, I don't know where the fuck. You can go anywhere. If you are a culturally relevant place, not culturally if you are just if you are modernized, you're not pure anymore, right? The only way you can find that is in indigenous groups, aboriginals, the natives of America. Even then, you really can't find that because the white people ravaged through that. The fucking indigenous people of Mexico and all the other countries in Latin America. I say all that to say, purebred in the sense of cultural influence, ethnic. I don't even have the words to follow that, but culture and ethnicity.
Mm-hmm. I understand. What
a
you're saying.
black,
Yes.
then I think you kind of got to take a back seat. Not to say you're not doing the right thing. You are attracted to the right color. You're not attracted to the right culture.
But see, that's where I think we have a problem is that you're too honed in on like there's always a goalpost to be moved, right?
Okay.
Because it's they black women, black men stop going after other people outside of your race. Cool.
Dude, I'm failing right now too.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
We both been bad. So but yeah, it's just like
I like how you just admitted it though.
Yeah, I mean you
Go with your point
had
though.
my girlfriend,
My fault.
or ex-girlfriend, on here. But yeah, no, don't do that. But yeah, that's the goalpost. It was like they black women. Okay, fine, found me a black woman. It's like, oh, but she's not black enough. She's not this. It is to your exact point because her mother is Dominican and grew up in the Dominican Republic and moved here when she was I don't know, a teenager. Anyway,
Her father was Dominican.
yeah, and black as hell too, like your complexion.
But let's talk about the ethnicity.
Yeah, I mean, but they're from the Dominican Republic. Like that's the.
So they're
what else do you
Catholic.
expect?
They're like
I mean but that's cool. There's black people that are Catholic here. Yes, it's more common in Latin cultures than it is in Black American cultures. But that's because the country that we were founded on was founded on Christian principles rather than the Catholic Church.
continue. Though.
But yeah, so I mean, we just keep on moving the goalposts, and it's like this woman was born here. Yes, she grew up in a Dominican household, but she also grew outside her Dominican household because she went to boarding school. So she went to school around
Keep it close to your mind.
Sorry, she went around a bunch of different people in different cultures. She has grown up as a culturally black American woman.
No. You just
But she has though.
But you just talked about the diversity, and I'm not even speaking to this person specifically to say that this person is the issue of you not dating black women, or the issue of at hand, which is like that Afro Latinos and other people who might share skin, like skin folk, not kinfolk. You know what I mean? Like in that same way, I do think it is okay to have more rigidity in how we separate ourselves because there is something beautiful about protecting what is yours.
But that's perfectly fine. But I think the mix of the cultures does not erase one or the other. It, in my opinion, grows it more than anything. So I think that's a big thing. And again, we're not making this political, but we all know who the real enemy is, and they all look at us the same. So if we're gonna sit here and bicker amongst each other and push each other apart, that's exactly what they want. But we gonna
if we organize in our own, let me just say this point real quick. But if we organize while also gratifying, or not gratifying, but affirming our own identities, it's almost stronger because we're able to be Power Rangers, yellow, red, blue, come together, all to make a black one.
So what you're essentially saying is that Afro Latinos should only date Afro Latinos, and Black Americans, born and bred Black Americans, can trace their heritage to this country for generations, should only date Black Americans.
See, no, that's what I'm saying. You're being too stringent. I'm talking about the barrier of entry into the culture should be, no, and that's what I'm saying. The barrier of entry into the culture that is Black America should be a little harder. Like, just because you share the skin, don't mean like bro. Let's talk about something that's topical. I'm not trying to be mean to biracial people because they exist theoretically. But why the fuck should we have let Drake into hip hop and then let him don the cape of the greatest rapper of all time? And he's never spoke to a point that is critical to hip hop culture.
So this is where you can get into the weeds of it, where I still think it's a little bit too much in my opinion, but I understand the reasonings, especially with the specific person you're referencing, which is Drake.
Right.
And what he's shown us in these last couple years. I mean, over the extent of his career, but we really got exposed the last couple years.
He sued a nigga.
Yeah. But I think what the biggest take that you can take for the Drake situation is, who was that nigga raised by? His white Jewish mother in a white neighborhood in Canada. So yes, he is completely exempt from the culture because he was never fully indoctrinated within it. He didn't grow up inside of it. He wasn't a part of it.
You can't say he didn't grow up inside it and then say old girl and plenty of other women that you've dated that have been Afro. I mean, there's two to name, right? Like two that I know for sure that are also Afro-Latino.
That's a great point that you're about to make right now, right? So the two of them, they were actually, funny enough, both Dominican.
Yes.
And the last one that we are currently speaking on, the most recent one, she saw herself as a black woman. She has completely been a part of the culture. She has lived here her entire life, all that other stuff. The other one that you're talking about quite literally
Depart,
told
like,
me
type shit.
Yeah, but she quite literally told me that she does not see herself as a black woman, but as a Dominican woman.
Right.
She sees herself as Latino, but her reasons for that wasn't because she didn't agree with black culture, she didn't enjoy it, none of that other stuff. But it was because she was raised by her mother, who only kept her in Latino spaces. Whereas the most current one, or the most recent one, her experience was completely different because her mother didn't do that. While her culture was very prevalent, she also grew up in a country that her mother didn't grow up into. So her mother saw people that looked similar to her and gravitated towards them because that's where she found sanctuary. So she has non-black people in her family, because they're typical black people. Not everybody got to be blood to be family. She has black people that are in her family that do not have Dominican heritage. People that she grew up around with that have that brought her into black culture and saw things completely differently. So it's, again, I feel like we're doing too much. And in my mind, I feel like we should just all be unifying, period, rather than separating. And I think when we get into, again, these diaspora wars, it spreads us thin when we should be growing in numbers.
See, I think, and
we gotta stop being so beholden to the black identity when it comes to little things like that. Like I
that's
feel
where
like
I think you wrong.
Nah, I feel like especially if you grew up in America. Like if you were born and raised here, like how can you not be black?
Oh no, because that's the same thing of like when we sit here and we go, or let's just say, okay, let's go like this, right? Let's go Asian Americans, right?
Okay.
At no point when they're in their culture do they say, oh yeah, I'm Asian American, I'm not Korean. I'm Korean American, I'm not Korean. No, they're Korean. They're Vietnamese. They're this, they're that, they're that. And I'm only saying that very blanketed. Of course, they got their own version of a coon, right?
Yeah.
Like, everybody has their sellout. It is easier, in my opinion, and of course, we're all spitballing. You want to do this whole fake unity shit where we act as if we don't have regional and geographical differences within our culture. And listen, I get what you're saying because you're just talking about it from a more a unifying measure because unity is the goal. I think that if you come, because here's the problem, there's no respect being withheld within the differences in our community, right? So let's just go how we talk about regionalism in America when it comes to African Americans, black people, right? Okay. You go somebody from the West Coast versus somebody from the South. Like, I don't like when niggas hear a country black folk talk or a black person talk and they try to act like that nigga's a coon. But then I gotta hear, no, dead ass. And they're acting like that's not the same version of cooning, just from a different dialect. And I'm like, bro, there's different, and it's not niggas who I actually give a fuck about. It's not niggas who's outside living their life. It's niggas who are chronically on the internet, or it's niggas who's in comment sections trying to act like they holier than thou. It's the Marcella Beatties, because I'm tired of not saying niggas' names. It's dumb of the world that is sitting here talking recklessly because, simply put, the differences is we are vastly different in the context of where we grew up. But you know what is a through line, especially in the black community? Let's talk about the black community. You know what's a through line? Poverty, right? We come from impoverished people. Though they were better off circumstantially than other people, it's easier to be the richest poor person on the block. Because when my granddad takes off his uniform, that is still a nigga. And that nigga is still in Detroit. And that nigga can only afford to live in Detroit. That nigga couldn't afford to go on vacations. That nigga worked 7 days a week. Like, at no point did we start making money until our parents left. Like, everybody in Michigan right now from our family, who's doing financially well, that where they have immense stability? Maybe two. Of the two, how many of them still live in Detroit? Or how many, let me not say how many of them still live in Detroit, but how many of them have left and experienced things outside of Detroit? I think those two. The two that did some shit financially that got themselves out of that. And I'm talking about our aunt. Our aunt that left. The aunt who had the most fucked up situation. The aunt who always traveling. Yeah. Her life is great. She's been able to put 3 daughters through high school, 2 through college, and they all live great lives, right? So I'm talking about the generation before us, not the generation currently.
Got you.
So you talk about the next to her, who though chose a separate life, she's not as fortunate in that regard. She worked for the state. Okay. She is modernly poor. But all I'm saying to this point is that We talk about regionalism and we talk about the things that make us unique. Why don't we embrace those things by being unique, have them unify under their own umbrella, and then we can all come together and make a bigger umbrella where it's different colors and we're interweaving. But we're too focused on we got to come together and be on the same shit. Nah, because your problems ain't my problems.
But for sure, okay. So
They not handling like think about overt racism in the South versus overt think about overt racism in the context of the Deep South where we've experienced it our whole lives. Mom always recounts a story about when that white boy got off the bus talking about brown people stink. Yo ass was crying. I ain't do shit. Look, she said your ass came home crying. I ain't come home crying because I ain't no bitch.
Really bad people, really bad people, really bad people, really bad people, ooh, really bad people.